friends, welcome back to my channel. We're here today to continue our Vlogmas challenge. It is the day after Christmas, but that's fine. We're continuing with the Vlogmas until the end of the year. At least that's the plan at this point. Because I'm still wearing my reindeer headgear, then that means we're still in the Christmas edition. So today's challenge is an extra long challenge, and we're going to be looking at a bookshelf of one of my favorite booktubers, Sarah from Hardcover Hearts. She sent us stacks of books, not necessarily a shelf, although it is a shelf, but the books look like they're on stacks and it's delightful. You're going to want to stick around for this. We're going to be playing the game like we have all Vlogmas long. We're going to be looking at the books, and I'm going to tell you how many of the books on this stack or these stacks I've read, and you'll tell me how many you've read, and we'll compare notes. We'll see who needs to read more in 2022. But before we look at Sarah's bookshelf, book stack, before we do that, we must sing because it is Vlogmas. We're making a book list and checking it twice. We're gonna find out who's been naughty or nice. Book lists are coming to town. It's book lists, Vlogmas style. Thank you so much, Sarah, for sending me pictures of your book stacks, bookshelf. I love it. I love it. Sarah sent me these pictures. She said, you know, it's a lot of books. Maybe you don't want to use all the pictures, but I was like, of course, we want to see all the books. And so today it is just as voyeuristic as it was yesterday. We're just going to look at the books, the titles that we can make out. I think we can make out all of them, but the titles we can make out and the authors, we're going to see how many of them we've read, and I'll tell you my score down below. Go ahead and leave me a comment down below if you do the challenge along with me. Tell me how many of these books you've read as well, so we can compare notes. So we're starting with the first picture. We're going to go top down. So the first book on the stack is The Dying of the Light by Michael. I have not read. Adam's Breed, Radcliffe Hall. I have not read. Elizabeth Bowen biography by Victoria Glendinning. I have not read. Polyglot Lovers by Lena Wolfe. I have not read. Whereabouts by Jhumpa Lahiri. I have not read. Lost Caution by Eileen Chang. I have not read. After Midnight by Irmgard Kuhn. I have not read. They Say Sarah by Pauline Delabroy Allard. I have not read. Dancing in the Mosque by Humaira Kaderi. I have not read, but that title sounds really intriguing. The Kite by Romain Gary. I have not read. On Connection by Kate Tempest. I have not read. Once Upon a Time I Lived on Mars by Kate Green. I have not read. The King Must Die by Mary Renault. I have not read. Auguries of a Minor God by Needy Zach and Aria Epi. I have not read. Gilji, One of Us by Irmgard Kuhn. I have not read. Thousand Cranes by Yasunari Kawabata. I have not read. Go Went Gone by Jenny Erpenbeck. I have read. Asphyxia. I have not read. Nada by Carmen Lafore. I have read. I actually read this in its original Spanish when I was a high school student studying Spanish literature. I don't read Spanish anymore, but I once read an entire novel in Spanish. So yes, I have read this. Consent by Annabelle Lyon. I have not read. Paris by Julian Green. I have not read. Honeymoon by Patrick Modiano. I have not read. Grand Hotel by Vicky Baum. I have not read. The Blue Line by Ingrid Betancourt. I have not read. Self-Care by Lee Stern. I have not read. Permission by Saskia Vogel. I have not read. The World Through the Eyes of Angels. I have not read. Stone Sky Gold Mountain by Miranda Kiwu. I have not read. Vanessa Bell biography by Frances Spalding. I have not read, but I'm intrigued because this is Virginia Woolf's sister. I'd like to read this book or another book about this author. Walking Pepys London by Jackie Collins Harvey. I have not read. London Parks by Hunter Davies. I have not read. The Train Was on Time by Henrik Boll. I have not read. Amor by Stefan Zweig. I have not read. Snow Country by Yasunari Kawabata. I have read. Delirium by Laura Restrepo. I have not read. A Time in Rome by Elizabeth Bowen. I have not read. The Complete Claudine by Colette. I have not read. The Constant Nymph by Margaret Kennedy. I have not read. The Diary of a Nobody by Gordon and Weldon Crossmith. I have not read. Half of a Lifelong Romance by Eileen Chang. I have not read. Wakenhurst by Michelle Paver. I have not read. Essential Essays by Adrian Rich. I have not read. The True Deceiver by Tove Jansson. I have not read. The Faces by Tove Dillinson. I have not read. Let Me Tell You What I Mean by Joan Didion. I have not read. How Beautiful We Were by Imbola Buie. That is one of my current reads. I haven't finished, so I guess I don't get a point. The Girl with the Louding Voice by Abby Daré. I have read. Corregidora by Gail Jones, I have not read. Permafrost by Elva Baltazar, I have not read. Notes to Self by Emily Pine, I have not read. Sculptor's Daughter by Tove Jansson, I have not read. Light Perpetual by Francis Spufford, I have not read. Axiomatic by Maria Tomarkin, I have not read. Incidental Inventions by Elena Ferrante. I thought I'd read a lot of Elena Ferrante's books, but I haven't read this one. 84 Charing Cross Road by Helen Hanff, I have not read. An Unnecessary Woman by Rabi Alameddine, I have not read. The Elegance of the Hedgehog by Muriel Barbary, I have read. Look How Happy I'm Making You by Polly Rosenwake, I have not read. Flash Count Diary by Darcy Stink, I have not read. Normal People by Sally Rooney, I have read. Girl, Woman, Other by Bernadine Evaristo, I have not yet read, even though I have a copy and have had it since she won the Booker. The Emperor's Babe by Bernadine Evaristo, I have not read. Grief is a Thing with Feathers by Max Porter, I have not read. Siddhartha by Hermann Hesse, I have read, but Sarah's copy looks like it's a big book, and mine is a slim volume, so I don't know. But yes, I have read Siddhartha. Illumination Night by Alice Hoffman, I have not read. You Can't Win by Black, I have not read. All the Birds in the Sky by Charlie Jane Anders, I have not read. I Loved You More by Tom Spanbauer, I have not read. 3 books by Maggie Nelson, The Red Parts, The Argonauts, and Bluets, I have not read either of those. Men Explain Things to Me by Rebecca Solnit, The Mother of All Questions, and The Encyclopedia of Trouble and Spaciousness, both by Rebecca Solnit. I haven't read any of those. Imitations by Zadie Smith, I have not read. Lost Children Archive by Valeria Luiselli, I have not read. Milkman by Anna Burns, I have read. The Perfect Nanny by Leila Slimani, I have not read. Books by Otesha Mosfeg, MacGlue, and My Year of Rest and Relaxation, I haven't read either of those. The Street by Anne Petrie, I have not read. Eileen by Otesha Mosfeg, I have not read. Duck's Newburyport by Lucy Ellman, I have not read. The Something on Bloomsbury Street by Helen Hanff, I have not read. Women and Power by Mary Bird, I have not read. Crooked Heart and Old Baggage by Lisa Evans, 2 titles, I haven't read either of them. Her Body and Other Parties by Carmen Maria Machado, I have not read, but I did read In the Dream House by the same author. Patsy by Nicole Dennis Benn, I have read. The Illumination of Ursula Light by Anna Marie Crowhurst, I have not read. How to Be Both by Ali Smith, I own a copy, but I haven't yet read it. Girl Meets Boy and Artful, also by Ali Smith, I haven't read either of those. How to Talk About Books You Haven't Read by Pierre Boyard. I feel like I need this book in my life, but no, I haven't read it. The Snow Child by Eowyn Ivy, I have not read. Assembly by Natasha Brown, I have not read. Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Lee Kimmerer, I started reading 2 months ago, and I didn't finish. I was listening to the audiobook. I checked it out again, but it expired before I got a chance to read it. So no, I haven't yet read this, even though I should have already. Minor Detail by Adania Shibley, I have not read. Elena Knows by Claudia Pinheiro, I have not read. Catalin Street, The Door, and Abigail, all by Magda Szabo, I have not read. This Mournable Body by Titsi Dangaremba, I have not read. I'm Afraid of Men by Vivek Shaya, I have not read. These are all great titles, Sarah, but somehow I haven't read a lot of these books. Open Water by Caleb Azuma Nelson, I have read. Kim Jong, Born 1982 by Chu Nam Ju, I have not read. Burnt Sugar by Avni Doshi, I have not read. Dear Centurion and The Death of Vivek Oji, both by Akweka Emezi, I have not read. Difficult Light by Thomas Gonzalez, I have not read. The Guest Cat by Takashi Hiradi, I have not read. Dinner by Cesar Ayura, I have not read. The Situation and the Story by Vivian Gornick, I have not read. Farewell, Ghosts by Terra Nova, I have not read. I Am by Maggie O'Farrell, I have not read, but I did read Hamnet by her. Alberta and Jacob and Alberta and Freedom, both by Cora Sandel, I have not read. Sidewalks by Valeria Luiselli, I have not read. 3 books by Tove Dillinson, Childhood, Youth, and Dependency, I haven't read. If I Had Your Face by Frances Cha, I have not read. The Summer Book by Tove Jansson, I have read. Voices in the Evening by Natalia Ginsburg, I have not read. Sex and Lies by Leila Slimani, I have not read. Bonjour Tristesse by Francois Sagan, I have not read. The Lady and the Little Fox Fur by Violette Ledoux, I have not read. Gigi and the Cat by Colette, I have not read. Some books by Proust. Swan in Love, I have not read. In Search of Lost Time, the entire collection is on my TBR for next year, but I haven't yet read it. Meet Me in the Museum by Anne Youngson, I have read. To the River by Olivia Leng, I have not read. Visitors, Making Things Better, and Romanticism and Its Discontents by Anita Bruckner, I have not read. I've only read her Booker Prize-winning novel, Hotel du Lac. Beautiful World, Where Are You by Sally Rooney, another new release that I haven't yet gotten to. And The Death of the Hearth by Elizabeth Bowen, I have not read. So that was 126 titles, and my grand total is 7. I've only read 7 of these books, even though they are wonderfully curated books. Some of them are new titles, some of them are classics. They're from across the world. It's a wonderfully diverse list, and yet I've only read 7 of them. So thank you so much, Sarah, for sharing your book stack with us, sharing your own books with us, and giving us an opportunity to peruse your stacks. It's also motivation for me to start reading some more. So would love to know if you played along with me, what your score was. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know how many of these books you've read, or if there are books that are on your TBR, which of these books maybe is highest on your priority list of books you want to read soon. So thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you again, Sarah. Would love for you to go check out Sarah's channel if you haven't already. She goes by Hardcover Hearts here on YouTube, and she's also on Instagram, and I think she's on Twitter, but I don't really do book Twitter much. But check out Sarah. I'll link her down below so you can go watch her channel, watch her videos, and would love to chat with you down in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And until we come back with another video, that's tomorrow, another book list, another challenge tomorrow. Happy reading. Bye.